everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Thursday, March 30th, 2023. Welcome to episode 49 of Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, Brian Kruse. Welcome back again, as always, everybody. Love to have you here on this special Thursday. And it's special because, you know what? It's Thursday. It's a good day. And joining me, as always, from Florida is Miss Sabrina Vittori, the lovely Sabrina Vittori. How you doing tonight, Sabrina?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing great. Happy Thursday. How's your Thursday been?
Happy Thursday. My Thursday has been odd. I've had an odd day, honestly. But it's over and I'm here now. So everything's good.
All right. That's good. You know, we're here tonight. So it's always fun with all of our fans out there here to hang out and talk about the news and have a good time. And joining us back.
I love it.
Joining us back is at Bitchin' in the Kitchen at the Panico Way. At the Panico Way. His name is Chris Panico, everybody. Welcome back, Chris. Hey, GR in the chat. How you doing, Chris? How's your day, Chris?
It's great, Brian. I had a question and I forgot to ask what the question was. Jesus Christ.
At Bitchin' in the Kitchen at the Panico Way.
Perfect.
Thank you for being here tonight, Chris. As always, thank you for coming back.
I didn't think you would have me again.
we had a good time last time.
There's no way.
We had a great time last time with GR, who's in the chat today. Everybody is joining us back here on Kruse Control because we have so much to talk about. So I gotta say, and now it's time for some breaking news. Yeah. All right, everybody, the very first thing I'm going to get into is the Secret Invasion. That's right, Disney Plus's new Marvel show, Secret Invasion, has finally announced their start date. Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. The very first episode of 6 will debut on Disney Plus, and Secret Invasion's release has been pushed and pushed and pushed constantly, so everyone's like, when's it coming? This summer, it's finally confirmed. Wednesday, June 21st. If you're like, what is this about? Well, it's a story involves a submersive long-term invasion of Earth by the Skrulls, a group of alien shapeshifters who have secretly replaced many superheroes in the universe with imposters over a period of years. And so now the Skrulls are here, and Sam Jackson's got to kick their ass. So this is coming to Disney Plus, everybody. I'm pretty excited about it. I watched the trailer. It's okay. You know, I mean, like, it's Sam Jackson doing his thing, you know? Get these motherfucking Krulls off my motherfucking planet. That's what he's saying.
No, I'm always down with Sam Jackson.
If you do that, then I'm down.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
I hope he says that. That'd be awesome. He probably won't because it's, you know, Marvel, but I would die if he did that shit. I would die. Speaking of dying, a lot of people die on this show, White Lotus. So White Lotus season 3, everybody, they finally have some news about it. They die all the time.
Wait, I'm getting wheezy.
Wheezy, Chris. So White Lotus season 3 will be filming in Thailand, everybody. The creators said this. That's what they're actually scoping in Thailand right now, looking for the best 4 seasons to be at. Because that's where they go, right? 4 seasons. And so season 3, they're looking at all these different hotels. There's a bunch of them here. There's one in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Koh Samui, and Golden Triangle. So looking at all these different locations, trying to find the best hotel for the new season. And they said, okay, the first season had to do with money. The second season, sex. And the third season, they're saying, will be a satirical and funny look at death and Eastern religion and spirituality. So when it comes to this, oh my, I wish she would be back, but I don't think she will be. Unless it's like a prequel of some sort.
I wish I had another chance to not be dead. She's so amazing. She's literally like one of my favorite people on the planet. And I hope she somehow comes back as a fucking ghost because I'd be here for it.
That'd be awesome. I don't know. They could do something. It could be a prequel. Honestly, or just have her alive. Maybe it takes place in between 2 seasons. You know what I mean? Easily. I don't know.
I feel like they need her.
Yeah, but I think once they killed her, that's spoiler alert.
Oh my gosh, you guys! I fell off the boat. I hit the water, and then I fucking died. Like, what the actual fuck?
I hit my head pretty hard. It was pretty bad.
I must have got concussion, and then I went under the water, and it was too much. I succumbed to the ocean.
She almost sounds like little Nicky there, Sabrina, a little bit.
Little bit. That she does kind of sound like
fucking shovel.
She does sound like little Nicky a little bit, though.
Why is she making a huge comeback like she is right now?
Because she's awesome.
She's been amazing.
I know.
But why is it taken? Like, something had to happen. Did she?
No, no, she just got the right opportunity at the right time. And that's the unfortunate thing about show business. Like, you can be super talented and even be in the business and getting jobs, but like not the right jobs. She got the right job, and it showcased how amazing she is. And now I'm sure she'll be working her ass off. Like, it's not going to be a thing. Yeah, of course. Stifler's mom. Like, let's be real.
But then nothing. And then...
Well, she was on Secret Life of the American Teenager.
She's done a lot of stuff in between, but nothing that was like a big break like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But
she has.
It all depends.
Blown up. She is huge. I would now. And I want her to host every goddamn, I'll say it again, award show, Golden Globes, Oscars, PETA Awards.
PETA Awards, why not?
Are there PETA Awards?
Show. I don't know. Maybe they do.
Not
she would be
like abusing animals? That's weird.
She would be hilarious.
I'm down. She's awesome. She's so funny. And then
I love her.
And,
my
no
goal
one
is to
deserves
get
it
her
more
on
than her.
Honestly, my
friend
goal
of the
is
show.
to get her on Kruse
Friend of the
Control.
show.
The best friend of the show. She's the best friend of the show. She's not just a friend of the show. Jennifer Coolidge, if you are ever watching, please, we need you on the show. She's amazing.
Oh, wow. I'm a friend of Kruse Control. Wow, that's amazing.
I finally made it.
I finally made it. Well, just like she finally made it, Jennifer Coolidge, hopefully she comes back to White Lotus, but just like she made it finally back in the limelight, something else that made it is Deadpool to Marvel. That's right. Deadpool 3 is finally coming to Marvel, and we have some casting announcement coming up here about Deadpool 3. Now, of course, Dopinder and Blind Owl are coming back, everybody. They're coming back for Deadpool 3. And, for me, I was, you know what I mean? I was pretty sure this was happening anyways. And, of course, you're wondering, Dopinder was
honestly, if they had a Deadpool without Dopinder, I wouldn't fucking watch it. And that's a lot to say to me because I love Ryan Reynolds.
He's so great. I mean, he's the cab driving sidekick in it. And, of course, Blind Owl is Mr. Pool. And, of course, Blind Owl is his roommate. So she's coming back. They're both coming back, which I think is pretty great. It makes sense for this movie. You can't have it without them. You really can't.
You want to know what's super weird in that picture? Like the mangled, burnt Ryan Reynolds kind of looked like Josh Brolin, which was very weird.
Well, I mean, and Josh Brolin was in the last Deadpool, actually, too.
I know. He was
as
Cable. Yeah, it was
Cable.
something.
Yeah, Cable.
It was something with a C, and it was a
time
light
traveling
number of letters. Yeah.
Half robot, half man, coming to kill everybody and save the world. Yeah, he did a great job. He was great. Honestly, it was awesome because he was Thanos, but he was also in Deadpool. But now it's kind of convoluted now that Marvel owns Deadpool. But, he'll probably won't be back as Cable anymore because of that. Oh, they'll have fun. Maybe he will be. You never know. They might have fun like doing a multiverse
thing. His thing was like a time traveling, so like he probably just time traveled. Oh, no. Wasn't the thing that it ended he couldn't time travel home, but he saved the world instead?
Yeah, I think he was stuck there at the end,
how it
right?
Ended? Yeah.
No, I think he went home. I think he was stuck there. It's been so while. I'll go back and watch that.
I'd have to, yeah.
Before the third one comes out. But we have some time, everybody. Fall of 2024. So we got some time until Deadpool 3 comes out. So you gotta wait a while. I know it's gonna be a while. It's gonna wait a while, but you know what? This is great news for the franchise.
Say this shit, dude. I hate when they say that. They're like, "You can see this movie in 5 years." I'm like, "Who wants? Like, why are you even telling me now? Tell me in 4 years. Like,
give it to me now."
Avatar is coming out in 20 years. Book your seats.
Well, nobody even cares about that.
Reserve them today before they charge you more for picking your seats.
It's like Spirit Airlines. They're like, and you have to pay another $5.
They just keep going up, everybody.
And if
the
you
tickets.
Bring a backpack. It's another $15.
Right. So that's
if you want to wait. Best of luck. Yeah, but this is happening. Dopinder's coming back. Blind Owl are coming back to Deadpool. Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. Somebody else that's coming back is you. You is coming back to Netflix. That's right. Penn Badgley's coming back for the very last season. The very last season. Penn Badgley's coming back for the very last season of You on Netflix. And they just signed on. They're like, we're done after this. Of course, This has gone 4 seasons already. This will be the 5th season they're going to be going into, which is wild to me. The fun thing about this, I found this out recently, that they actually pitched you to Netflix multiple times. Netflix said, no, you went to Lifetime, and it was on Lifetime for the very first season. And then Lifetime, it didn't do that well, but then Netflix picked it up and then brought it over. Then in was it 2018, Netflix finally was like, okay, cool, we liked the first season, we'll put it on our platform, and it blew up. So like, good for them.
You does not seem like a Lifetime show, by the way.
It did horrible. It did horrible.
Shit like that. They like women like falling in love with a prince and then like having a happy ending. Like that just does not seem at all like you.
He's falling in love. He's just murdering people too. It's not really like Lifetime appropriate.
There's definitely murders in Lifetime all the time. Like it's like the crazy babysitter that like murders the husband or murders the wife or whatever. Like there's.
I'm thinking about Hallmark.
All the time. No.
I'm thinking about Hallmark.
Thinking about Lifetime. I am thinking about Hallmark. Oh, you're thinking about Hallmark. Okay, good. Thank you. Because I was like, no. I worked on Lifetime movies for a while. I actually just finished watching the last season, and I kind of binged it. Because I'm in Florida and what the fuck else am I going to do? Right. So the first season I liked at first, and then I kind of was like, in the middle. And then like at the end, I was like, really? And then I watched the next season because I don't have anything else to do. And I kind of like loved it in the beginning. And then like, it just, I don't know, it's a lot of ups and downs. And like, if I didn't have nothing better to do, literally, like if I literally had nothing better to do, like there's no way that I would have finished watching it. Honestly, like I feel like it just kept getting worse and worse and like more and more unrealistic. And like for the nature of the show, like and they even made a crack about Dexter. Because it's like he does a lot of voiceover.
It's horrible.
And like, but it's like, I mean, the acting is good. He's good. The girl who played Guinevere Beck was her name in the first season. She was great. The girl who played his love interest in the second season, her name was Love Quinn. She was great. I'm saying character names because I don't know the real names, but like there was a lot of strong talent. It just was like so much with the voiceover and so much with the like, not necessary. The murders were, I don't know. It just kind of spun out of control for me, and so I'm kind of shocked that they're getting another season, honestly. And especially after
there's a huge following though. That's the thing. There's a huge following. A lot of people love it.
I know. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. Like, I don't know what people go gaga over. I'm like, ugh. And like, there's so many times I watch an episode and I'm like, oh my God, it's so annoying. Like, it's not my favorite.
This is something.
Yeah, I never got into it.
Oh, sorry.
Well, get in there, Chris. What you got for me?
This is something I don't understand. I have a question, and I might sound like an idiot. But how can a hit TV show suddenly after a couple seasons, I'm not saying anything, go to another
it was just after the first season. It was just after the first season that they went to
the first season.
Okay, but it can still happen after like 3 or 4 seasons.
Well, because if something went wrong, like a network doesn't want to fucking pick it up, then they go to and pitch it to a streaming service. It happens all the time.
Well, but if it's still on like cable TV, like ABC, NBC, CBS.
Well, they pull it. They're like, we're not going to renew you, and then they shop it elsewhere. And because streaming is so big right now, like streaming services have picked up like big shows that were on the verge of being canceled, like saving them basically.
I just think it's funny that they went to Netflix multiple times.
Oh yeah, before absolutely. But like before the streaming thing, they would go from like network television to cable television. Like that was the thing.
Yeah.
So now they have many more platforms to choose from. So I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. But good on Netflix. So they got the first season made. They have to pay for the production. They just dropped it. It did well. So it was an easy buy from at that point. Like they already got pitched multiple times. Now they're like, we'll get the full show. It didn't do too well on Lifetime. We think you'll like it now. They watched it and said, okay, cool, let's see what happens.
On Lifetime. That's insane.
I know. And then all of a sudden, bam, huge success. And they didn't have the overhead from the first season. Think about how much money they probably made their money back when they bought it right away. So great for them. great for them. Easy content for them and a huge success. So You is coming back for their very last season, season 5. There's no announced date yet. They just announced it's happening. They're changing showrunners. The original showrunner is taking off, actually. He's got to move on to a new project. He said, which is weird, they're going to leave in the last season. And like 2 producers that actually started on season 1 and 2 are moving up to be the showrunners for the last season. So, and they're going back to New York, too. They're going back to New York, so it's full circle, everybody. So it's the show. It starts in New York. They go to London, and now it's coming back to New York.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen watching this last season.
Yep. So if you're a fan, get ready for the big ending. He's probably going to die. Anyways, that's what I think. And people probably wish that he's going to die, though, too. People probably love him. Some people probably wish he's going to die.
No, I don't think anyone wants him to die. He's definitely the protagonist, like 100%.
Well, maybe. But I never watched it. Like, I need to watch it. So I will. I'll check it out. I started watching the first season. I couldn't get into it, But speaking of wishes, I want to talk about the new Disney movie coming out called Wish. So Wish is Disney's new animated film that they started in production. It's animated. It's going to be about wishing upon a magic star. And Chris Pine just signed on for this for an undisclosed part. Chris Pine is going to be in this. And of course, the directors also did Pocahontas and they did Frozen. The voice actors are Ariana DeBose and Alan Tudyk, friend of the show. So that's pretty awesome.
Friend of the show.
Love me some Alan Tudyk. So this is about Wish is about following a young girl named Asha who wishes on a star and gets a more direct answer than she bargained for when a troublemaking star comes down from the sky to join her. And Asha, a 17-year-old driven optimist and leader in the making, she will have to face one of the most formidable enemies in the universe. And the star will have to team up with her to conquer that formidable adversary. So this is Wish. So
it will be a hit.
It's Disney.
It sounds like a piece of shit, but because it's Disney, it'll be a hit.
When you wish upon a star, it sounds easy for them too. They're like, "What can we do?" Well, we just did Jiminy Cricket. We just did Pinocchio, where you're wishing on a star, and someone's like, "How about make a whole thing about wishing on a star?" I could see that.
They're going to get some big names in there to sing.
Original music too.
2 or 3 songs that will. Help the movie, and that's what this is gonna do.
Yeah, but you also got the Frozen person on there. You got Pocahontas, Chris Buck. He did and Chris Buck, I think he did Frozen. So it's like they have these people in that already have hits for Disney that kind of know how to shape and mold this world. So I mean, it's a no-brainer for them. It really is. And you got Alan Tudyk, so I know that's gonna be awesome. He's a great voice actor.
I love Alan Tudyk.
Great voice actor. Great actor in general.
JR's passing.
GR's gonna pass, so GR's not about
it. I called you JR. Damn it.
Don't follow that chair, Chris.
I didn't mean to.
As GR said before, if he had a penny, he said, for every time someone called him JR, he'd be rich. A penny. He went to the 1 cent mark, and he was like, "That's my life."
I know.
But yeah, when you wish upon a star, Chris Pine's coming in. We have no idea what he's playing in this. I mean, Chris Pine will probably be some comedic aspect because it's Chris Pine. Even that Dungeons and Dragons trailer, he just like saying words and it's funny. So
I love Chris Pine.
Yeah,
he's
great. And they're still working on this new Star Trek movie that's going to happen. Still moving forward, so he'll be back to Star Trek too. So yep, the whole cast is still negotiating, trying to figure out. And he did an interview recently saying that they still want to do it. So it's still. They had some hiccups.
He sleeps in like a cryogenic time chamber, like Madonna or something. Well, not Madonna anymore. Now she looks crazy, but maybe Cher. I feel like I was watching that What Hot American Teenager shit the other day, maybe a month ago, and I was like, oh my god, he looked like he was like a college student. It was insane, and like he wasn't. That was like a few years ago. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. I don't know how he's such a chameleon and he's such a good actor. He does comedy really well. He does drama really well. And I'm
a little older when I saw him on the.
He's aged. He's aged. I agree, Chris.
Yeah, but not in a way that like is normal for people. Aging.
I mean, he needs to keep up with the skin routine.
He
is.
Chris can tell you all about that.
He is keeping up with the skin routine. I've seen several movies with him, and he looks. Yes, he is. I beg to differ. I'm going to call you to a Google search of Chris Pine and photos, and you tell me when you don't think he doesn't look fabulous, because he always looks like this.
He doesn't look fabulous.
In the video I just saw of him.
Okay, well, send it to me, because I don't believe you.
I love the articles about him these days. People are like, Chris Pine doesn't care about Hollywood standards, and they're showing him like wearing like blouses and stuff like that. And I'm like,
so what?
I'm like, let him be him. Like, why you gotta point it out? He's just rocking his shit. Let him be. Let the man be. You gotta watch that microphone there.
I know. I said sorry. I mouthed sorry. Thank you for calling me out. I appreciate it. It's amazing. GoFuckYourself.com.
But Chris Pine looks like he's been stuck in a cryogenic trailer chamber, as Sabrina would say. I don't know. He's coming to wish. He's wishing upon a star that he'll stay young forever. He won't. But, he's trying like everybody else.
He's going to be my next Ryan Reynolds if you guys play your cards incorrectly.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Speaking about a project that's been around for a long time and is still aged with finesse, I don't know if it has. I want to talk about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So there's a live action Snow White coming, everybody. Now, we Disney's been doing this where they're actually like remaking everything into live action things. Of course, this is, in the cards. So they've been working on this since like 2021. That's when they cast Rachel Zegler.
They need to go back.
No, I mean, they started shooting in 2021. They started shooting in 2021.
And re-release that and then call it a day.
Release what?
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or whatever.
Oh, yeah, they should. So Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is getting a remake live action movie moving forward. So what's happening right now is Disney like Sabrina said, that back in like 2016, they started talking about this. It's going to be released March 22nd, 2024. Rachel Zegler's coming to be Snow White. She came onto the project of June of 2021. Gal Gadot is going to be the evil queen. She signed on in November of 2021. Good for her. And they're going to have Now they're going to approach the Seven Dwarfs differently, they say. That's what they say. Mark Webb is directing this, by the way. Mark Webb of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. But so they're saying that they're going to approach them differently. They're going to be a new way in order to, get away from the stereotypes of the past that the original had. Because the original was written back in 1937. It came out. Actually, if you go back even further, the Brothers Grimm made it in 1812. Yeah. So that's a long time ago. And of course, things were different back then. And people are like, you can't do this anymore. People are like, you can't do this. But they said that even the actress Zegler said that they have a contemporary revision meant to appeal to the progressive audience in the world we live in today.
What the fuck does that even mean?
But I don't know what that means. No idea. But Peter Dinklage weighed in on this, everybody. And Peter Dinklage said, "You're progressive in one way, but then you're still making that fucking backwards story about seven dwarves living in a cave together. What the fuck are you doing, man? Man, have I done nothing to advance the cause for my soapbox?" Yeah. So he's not really happy about this. Good old Peter Dinklage.
Let it go. Let it go.
But is there really even a point for this? Is there a point for Snow White? Chris, what do you think? Are you excited about seeing a live action Snow White? Or do you think they should have left her back in the cave?
I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'll answer.
Yeah. What? Okay. What did you got?
Excited for Snow White.
What?
What do you think I do?
Do you think I'm excited for Snow White?
I think you're over the moon thrilled. Okay. Ready for this shit. You bought your ticket?
Hard no.
I'm going to say a hard no. And
yeah.
Literally the hardest of no's.
What?
Literally the hardest of no's.
The hardest of no's, Chris?
Yeah.
The hardest of no's. The only way I will have to go is if the kids want to go.
Oh, yeah. Lila might want to see it.
Yeah.
Lila will want to see it. Jackson will want to see it. What are you kidding?
And Auntie Sabrina's going to take them. So
I will take them.
I know.
But Chris, what do you think about Peter Dinklage's comments about this, about the seven dwarves? Do you think we should be having seven dwarves anymore? What do you think about that?
I mean, come on.
It's part of the story. I don't know. It's part of the fucking story.
He's very angry about it.
Well, he needs to get over it because
he's an angry elf.
He's skyrocketed. Get over it. It's not time to change names. Just let it go.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. But there's not even a point for the movie. But, if you're going to remake one, why this one? Why?
There's no point for Peter Dinkadink. Dinkadink, I called him. To be on it and fucking dwarfs. It's just okay. Yeah, I mean, Yeah.
Sabrina, what do you think? Are you excited about this all? Are you surprised?
No.
Let me ask you, are you surprised they're actually making this?
Not at all. I'm not surprised at all. Of course, they're like going through the string of shit, right? And it's the only logical choice. They did Beauty and the Beast. They did Little Mermaid. They did
That's coming out in May.
Aladdin. Like they did Lion King, which is the weirdest choice of all because it's not people.
They're working on a Lion King 2 as well.
No, I would not like that ever.
Well, that's a
hard pass. But like for this, like it's like a logical next step. Like let's be clear. They've already done a million live action Cinderellas, right? Because that's easy to do. It's like a girl, I lost her slipper. But you know what I mean? So I feel like it's a logical next step. I do love Gal Gadot.
Me too. I think she's great for it.
Webb. Like I think like I love the Amazing Spider-Man series.
Mark Webb.
So I'm kind of into it in a weird way. Although I'm so sick of this live action remake bullshit, to be fair. But I do I don't know. I feel like with the right production team behind it and the right actors, it could be great. And also like on the Peter Dinklage thing is like, I don't know what exactly the controversy is. Like, what are they trying to do that's on PC or like what? I don't know. I don't understand what he's upset about. Right. I do know he's an angry elf from the movie Elf, not literal, but from the movie Elf. He played the angry elf. It's one of my favorite moments in the whole movie.
Apparently.
However, like, what are you going to do with the 7 dwarfs? What else are they going to be aside from 7 dwarfs? Like
GR said the 7 little people.
Well, I mean, okay, 7 little people, but it's still literally it was written in 1812 for fuck's sake. Right. Like, what are you supposed to do? Right. And I had no idea that Disney stole all its shit from fucking people who wrote shit in the 1800s. Because Little Mermaid is also that old. Like, they just steal shit from people and like make everyone think that they're amazing and smart. Like, I bet you Lila and Jackson would love to know that, and Brooklyn soon, that they're not like Disney is not the bearer of all things. It's actually people they stole shit from the 1800s, which is a very good.
They love to steal some shit. Right. They love to steal some shit. I don't know about this. Like, you know, out of all the things like Snow White, I'm like, really, what's the point of doing a Snow White? The Aladdin thing, I get it. Aladdin was such a big hit.
Why would you get Aladdin? Why would you get Aladdin?
I get it.
Snow White. Snow White is way more.
It's fun. The genie's fun. The music's fun. The music's catchy. I get it. Like, the music in Aladdin is awesome. The original Aladdin, it's great. Yeah, I get one to adapt that.
Because of Robin Williams that it was awesome.
I know, but I'm just saying, I get that. You look at something that was that successful, you look at that. Like Snow White. I mean, yeah, it's one of their first things, but like honestly, probably why it's like one of the last that went live action that's coming forward.
That's ridiculous. What you're saying is ridiculous.
But I'm just saying, I get it, but I'm also like for those, but I don't get this. Like, just let it be. Just let it be. Stop. Just stop. You know, but they're not going to stop.
No,
and then they're gonna do sequels after sequel after sequel, you know, and then it'll be its own original thing. So I don't know. I think all of us are not sold on this, but Snow White is coming, everybody. Either you're happy about this, you're mad about this, like Peter Dinklage, or you're mad because you're Sleeping Beauty, and where the fuck is your movie? You know? So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's happening, so get ready for it. I'm not a...
I've been preparing for that role my whole life.
Sleeping Beauty, ready to rock and roll.
Change the name. Sleeping Beauty and the 7...
Sleeping okay looking woman. That's what
GR said. He said little people. Is that much better?
He said it just doesn't work. No, he said Snow White, and it just doesn't work. I'll put that comment.
Well, it just and the movie is just called Snow White too. It's just called Snow White now. Right. So they dropped the 7 dwarves. So it's just Snow White.
Are there 7 like people? Like,
they have. They have a Grumpy. There's a Grumpy with the guy who was from he was in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. He was also on Thundermans with us before.
Dude?
No, he's a little person. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So there are little people, but they're not dwarves. I don't understand what's happening.
They have not cleared this up. There's no trailer yet. You know, they have a release date, like I said already. So
very confusing.
But you know, we'll see what happens with this. You know, it's confusing.
And the fact that they use the word progressive is weird. They're like, we're making it more progressive. I'm like, what is that? Why are you using those words? Like, it's a weird thing
It's a weird thing to
Disney.
say. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
but Snow White was a big hit. It was a big hit back in the day. Just like the Daily Show using different kinds of actors and changing their cast is a big hit right now.
Oh, good
So the
segue,
Daily
bud.
Show. So the Daily Show right now, the ratings are surging right now from their guest hosts, including Chelsea Handler, Leslie Jones, Cal
God
Penn.
damn it.
So the producers right now are thinking about making this a regular thing, as opposed to actually hiring somebody to replace Trevor Noah. They're like, maybe we'll just keep doing this. It could be good having like funny comedians come in while they're on tour, or while there's an actor that has a big movie coming out. They can pop on the show, they could host the show for a night and promote their movie, and then they could leave, and it'd be huge ratings. I mean, they're looking at the ratings right now. They've been going up. They're up 13% on the social side. Viewers are up 16% period compared with last year. And it's big. They're thinking about doing duos or trios, not just having one person. But this is working so well, they might not do that. They might just let it keep rotating. And Trevor Noah, he's moved on. He's got his own show now on Amazon. He's hosting Amazon's first South African original show. It's a remake of LOL.
How's that doing?
Remaking, right? But it's a remake of LOL, Last One Laughing format. It launches next year. It has so what the idea is, Noah pits 10 famous South African comedians against each other, and they see who gets the grand prize. So they just compete, and they try to make each other laugh. And if you laugh, you lose. So, and the grand prize is $1 million for charity. So that's what he's doing. 30-minute episode, 6-part series, and he's excited to go back to his roots, he said, and host a program for South Africa. And so this is happening. But my question is, like, so he leaves hosting to go host something else. I mean, you're like a very successful show you're hosting.
What
right?
else is he qualified to do?
But why would you leave that show then? Like, I mean, you're doing the same shit. I mean, I guess now you have comedians.
He was being paid a lot, so why?
A lot of money.
I don't know why he left that show.
It makes sense. Sabrina, what do you think? Do you think this makes sense for him to leave this show to go do another one hosting, or do you think he should have stayed in the Daily Show?
Honestly, as young as he is, I'm surprised that he left. Like, I mean, he could have had a very long career there, and it is surprising. However, like, so many people, think that the grass is greener on the other side. Like, that's just how they roll. How many times have you seen people in a television series like Grey's Anatomy, for example? What's her nuts? That bitch with the blonde hair, right? No, not Meredith.
Is her name Meredith? The show? I never watched Grey's, so.
Well, she's the star of the show. But there's the blonde girl, like from the first couple seasons, that was, oh my God, what the fuck is her name? She's a horrible person to work with. I photo doubled her, actually. Did you say Reese Witherspoon?
No, I was talking to
Katherine Heigl. Katherine Heigl is her name. She was like, I'm going to leave here because I'm going to be like,
I just used the first cunt.
And she did use.
Can you say it? So
yeah, she is a cunt. She's definitely a cunt. No, she's a huge cunt. She's a horrible person.
Rachel.
Oh,
Rachel's
let's
not
call out our fans.
I know.
First of all, second of all,
that's a little rough.
She is a cunt. Like, she's a horrible person. Like, when you work with someone and they're a fucking douchebag, and I worked with her on 3 different movies.
I wasn't calling her.
I know you're not. I know you're not. You were saying it's okay for you to say cunt. We're all aware of that. Don't worry about it. Yep, got it.
Thank you.
So, that Katherine Heigl was like, well, the grass is going to be greener. And she got booked for a couple of movies because she was the star of Grey's Anatomy. Well, a star of Grey's Anatomy. And then she was a horrible person and they all fired her. And then she didn't work for years. So, like, the grass is not always greener. But Trevor Noah, I think, is very talented. I think he's very funny. I actually think he does a good Trump impression, which is weird coming from a South African man. He's, smart and cute and, lovable. He's like a lovable guy.
Throwing the cute word out there too.
Well, he is. He's cute. He's young. I mean, the Daily Show is Jon Stewart, and if you go back in time, like, he's like the most different person that they've ever had. And I think that the turn for them is to hire a woman, like Chelsea fucking Handler would be my vote, and I think Chris would agree with that too.
100.
But he was given like a huge gift. He was just like basically a stand-up comic in New York, and they were like, "Have this show."
That's
so
huge.
Yeah,
and then
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I just feel like he should have stayed.
I mean, I agree he should have stayed, but like, he is trying to sow his oats or do what he's doing. He wrote a book, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's He's doing him, and I congratulate him for doing that. And
I think he's gonna regret it later on.
He might, but it'll open up an opportunity for someone else great to have another great job. You know, like think about that Talk Soup. How many times it changed over, and all those people are super successful. You know what I mean? So like he's just changing the guard for someone else.
Chris, what do you think? Do you like the guest host format? Do you think they should stick with it?
I think they should stick with one female host. The first female host night show, and they should go with that.
Who are you pushing for? Is one of your favorites right now?
Goddamn handler. I have Sarah Silverman, who is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, she's great too.
If Sabrina could help me without Chelsea Handler. I really think she's...
Yeah, Chelsea Handler was great when she was on there.
She was great. She knew what she was talking about, and she had it. I think it's time for the first female nighttime.
It might be. And the thing is, like, you might as well change it up completely while if you're gonna get somebody new, just change it up, do something different. And when she was there, she's a comedian too. You know, comedians are great. You know, hire Sabrina. GR says.
Yes, GR. Yes, I love you.
But
Thank you.
I like there has been like guest hosts every week. Okay, but you want to still see them, and then somebody else comes on like. I'm trying to think.
It could be anybody. Cal Penn came on, like Cal Penn came on.
Yeah, but he was actually really good.
He was great, But the thing is, he has that background in politics too, and he has comedy. So he kind of has like that 1-2 punch on it,
They're also gonna have Jordan Klepper coming up, who is amazing and hilarious, and does he's so fucking funny. And they're giving all of their like normal office people a shot to host, which I think is really cool because a lot of times you don't get that opportunity.
It is cool.
Yeah,
but good for them.
Cheers, but the bleep button will get a little work. You are so right. I would clean it up if I was on. I would clean it up if I had to. GR, still vote for me, please. Thank you.
You would definitely need that. There'd be a person on standby right there watching it.
They'd be like, this bitch again. What the fuck?
Fuck, I used to take a coffee break whenever Trevor was on. I have to do shit. This job is hard now.
I'd be like, I just wanted some fucking coffee.
Beep it. And then Peppy would be pooping somewhere, and I would go to the side, and you'd be like, he just shit. I'll go there.
I don't know what you said, but I'll take it. But GR, I appreciate if you'll still give me my vote if I clean it up a little bit.
I think if you're not going to hire Sabrina, I think it would be good to have a female host myself as well.
Chelsea Handler.
I like Chelsea Handler a lot. I do.
Sarah Silverman also great.
I said that.
We're looking as a producer, and it's already doing well. So I think they might stick with this format for a while until it stops doing well. And then once it stops doing well, then I think they need to like really venture in. And then, the good thing about this is too, they have all the time in the world right now. Try people up, bring people back,
The weird
see who
thing
fits,
is like,
see who works. Look at the numbers.
They had on Jimmy Kimmel, they do this all the time when he goes away in the summer. And they do the guest host thing.
Yeah.
You know,
they bring some bad people in those sometimes. There's some people that come in. I'm like, ugh.
But Wanda Sykes has done both. You know what I mean? Like and Chelsea Handler has done both.
Yeah. Chelsea was great when she was on it.
That's where the format. She was gold on Jimmy Kimmel. But I feel like that's where the format kind of came from. Like they kind of got it from there.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
there will be weeks where it's not as good because they're like, oh, we're not feeling this person. But other weeks it will skyrocket because they love that person, Yeah. But you have to hold the base audience. So if you have two bad people in a row, I'd be like, I'm not going to watch this until, they pick someone or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a steady tightrope to walk, and they have to figure it out.
And they will. And you know what? The ratings point out right now that they're doing a great job as this. So whatever happens after this, they'll just have to follow the ratings. Maybe let the fans decide in a way. Do a poll. Let people know what you're thinking. Like let them see and choose. That would be fun too, because if people come in they love, like Chelsea Handler, give it to Chelsea. Follow the people. And what are people also liking right now? Yeah. What the people also are liking as a big hit right now is John Wick. I want to talk about John Wick because John Wick 4 is doing great, everybody. It's doing so much better than they thought it was to be. They didn't expect it to do bad, but like if you look at it right now, their opening weekend, they made $137.5 million, which is massive for this franchise. 94% Rotten Tomatoes, 6.4 million estimated from 771 international box office markets, 75% above profit of John Wick 3, 75% above for opening weekend, which is nuts. And also, the big thing was, if you've seen it yet, there is a very definitive ending for John Wick in this. Very definitive.
Okay.
And the idea before, I don't want to spoil too much, but the idea before was they wanted to do 4 and 5 back to back. And they went back and forth and they decided, no, we're just going to end it at 4. We're not going to do a 5. It's done. Had a whole powwow about it. Now, because of how great it is, everyone's talking about the up and down, the whole board are like, we got to do another one. We got to do another one. So much so, the Lionsgate Motion Picture Group president, Joe Drake, said, we're all going to take a tiny rest and then scratch out ideas about whether there's a credible way to get into 5, but there's no guarantee. Yes. They're talking about maybe doing a prequel. They're talking about, or maybe finding a way for John to keep going. I know, but they're talking about, now he is in Ballerina, the spin-off series. Keanu Reeves in there as John Wick, so he will make an appearance in there. So that's so you're gonna get some more Keanu still being John, but the idea is because of how big of a hit it is, they want to do more. The director wants to do more. Keanu will do more. I mean, like, if you have a story, do it. But then again, here's the question. If it's such a big hit and it did the best out of all of them, do you leave on a high note? Sabrina, what do you think? Do you leave on a high note? You saw this. Do you think you should just leave it as it is, or should they do another one?
Are you fucking serious? You know the answer to that question. I will take John Wick all day, every day. No, it doesn't matter. I love John Wick. John Wick is like literally my spirit child. Like I cannot get enough of him. I went and saw it the other. You both know. I saw it and I was like, I need to go see it again the next day. Like that's how amazing it was, and that's how much I wanted to see it again. Like I love, and I'm not like an action. I know I'm like knowledgeable about this stuff, but like this is not my genre.
It's 2 hours and 50 minutes too.
No, it was the longest movie ever, but it didn't feel like it was long. It didn't feel like it was long because it was like so engaging and amazing. And I was like, what the fuck? He's so great as this character. Like, this is the character that Keanu Reeves was born to fucking play. And I am so grateful that like my brother years ago was like, watch this movie, John Wick. And I was like, I do not want to watch John Wick. And then, I'm spoiler alert, the dog dies in the first like 10 minutes. And I started crying hysterically. And I'm like, I don't know why you're making me watch this. So he's like, just keep watching. And I'm like, I hate you. And then at the end of the movie, I was like, kill everyone. Like it literally, Brian, I tell people, how much do I pay to go to a movie? Chris, tell people, how much do I pay to go to a movie?
You'll like never go to a movie unless I force you to go to a movie. Yeah.
Never.
Yes. And it's Sabrina went and saw us by herself in Florida.
Destin Commons and bought a ticket to go see John Wick. And then the next day I woke up and I said, I have to see it again.
It's the crazy thing is it's also
Keanu's John
Wick
we can get.
It's also Keanu's second best opening, or second best like domestic opening. And his first is number 1 is Matrix Reloaded. And then this. If that shows you anything, it's been a long time since that's such a big opening. Dude, so for him too, he's like
so good. It's like a giant.
He's like bringing it.
And I heard he's the nicest guy in the world too. By the way, which I love.
Heard that too.
I would just
friend
like
the show.
To
watch
say
it
quickly. Not related in loving memory of Lance Reddick.
Yeah, Lance is awesome. Lance is such a great person.
But
Chris, Chris, what do you think? Do you think that they should make another one, or should they let it be? I mean, it did so great, but I mean, do you leave it at a high note?
Keep going.
No.
Keep going? You don't think they should stop?
The other one, the next one will make more money than this one did. And
you think so?
I was also looking if they made like a John Wick video game.
There is no video game, is there?
It's like it's shitty. But PS5 or Xbox needs to come up with a John Wick game. Because it will do really good.
Yeah, I don't know. That just seems like it writes itself, that game. It seems like that would be the easiest thing to produce.
And now I
don't know how that isn't like a big deal. I can just see it being like a huge
Hold on, what
hit.
I'm getting out of this is that we should make a video game and we have to acquire the rights and we'll all be rich. So, like, don't anyone steal our ideas. I'll kill you. So, John Wick you. I will John Wick you. We're John Wicking.
From him? I don't think that.
From the Wicker. Yeah. The Wick Man.
Well, from the studio, whoever does that.
Yeah. But I mean, the fact that it's this big of a hit, and of course, like, they've all done well, but they didn't expect it to be this great. And the thing is, like, you're both saying, like, if you do another one, maybe it's one of those things that keep going up every time. So maybe you're right. Maybe they'll just make more and more money every time, as long as Keanu can do it. And Keanu said, too, he was talking about it. He's like, people tell me I look the same, but I'm definitely getting older, guys. I'm getting older, so I don't know how long I can do this.
Though. It's so crazy.
He says people tell him all the time.
And the fact that he does all those stunts is so impressive.
Yeah. Well, the director is a stunt guy from The Matrix. That's the coolest thing about the whole situation. It's like his stunt guy is like, I want to write a script. Will you do it? If I write a script, he's like, yeah, if you write it, I'll do it. And it was John Wick.
And look at it. Look at it now.
And look at it. Yeah. But then you also have a guy that knows stunts that well, too, that's able to direct because he was a stunt guy. He was a stunt coordinator. So you have like a heavy stunt movie and you have Keanu kicking ass. I mean, it makes sense. And GR says my grandkids will be watching John Wick 25. They might be. I got to have some kids first,
It would have to be his kid. It would have to be his kid.
But I'll bring up again Halloween. When they were going to reboot that, I was like,
what are you doing, guys? This is going to be a good idea.
But, like, this is not in reboot status yet. But it will. I mean, it could be. But I feel like that.
Right.
Like, you know, that at least they had Jamie Lee Curtis, like, as Laurie Strode. And, like, they had a string of evidence. Like, if they were going to reboot John Wick after John Wick, he'd somehow have to have had a child or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a string of
I feel like with that character, you don't want that, though. You don't want him to be weak ever. You want him to be still, like, doesn't matter how old he is. Kind of like Liam Neeson was, too. In Taken, like Liam Neeson kicked ass.
If he has a child, like, what do you mean?
Yeah, well, then it leads the door for like, oh, now I gotta train my kid because I'm old now. My kid's the new John Wick, and you know what I mean. I think that's a path that can go down that I don't think it should.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no!
So sorry. Sorry.
I think you're gone now.
I'm back. Hey.
I don't think you should do that, though. You know, I think that causes problems. You know, I just think they just leave it at him. Don't bring a kid in because the formula works. It just works. It's meant to be.
I'm just saying, if they're going to reboot it, like in 10 years, they could. Like right now, like we're rocking.
I think he's on fire.
Yeah, on fire.
And he should keep on going. He's on fire. Keep going.
Yeah, keep it going. So John Wick 4, huge hit, everybody. I still haven't seen it. I want to see it this weekend. I think I'm going to finally see it. But the numbers speak for themselves.
I'm see it again tomorrow.
It speaks for itself. This is a hit. Don't stop. We're asking. People are asking the studio. Can't stop, won't stop. Give us some more John Wick because we can't get enough.
Everyone
and the numbers prove it.
Good.
And they said they're thinking about it. But honestly, that movie's coming. I know it's coming. And just like that, also coming is our featured story of the night. Yeah. All right, everybody. Our feature story of the day is The Mandalorian. It's time to have a little Mando talk because, you know, it's that time of the week. So episode 5 just came out, everybody. And if you hadn't had a chance to watch it, it might be a time to steer away a little bit or maybe come back and watch this later, you know? We do these individual videos too, but I want to talk about The Mandalorian and episode 5. So the discussion here, this is great. I enjoyed it a lot. Like the Navarro thing is threatened by destruction at the hands of a pirate king. And the pirate king is like, honestly, Gorian Shard, like the way they did that design for that puppeteer, it's a mix of special effects and an actual like costume and makeup. It looked great with all like Swamp Thing almost. And the fact they brought pirates in this way was a lot of fun for me. And the whole Mandalorian, they're finally bringing all the pieces together for me. They're finally doing this. So they showed that whole episode. We did a little detour. We had Kane. We like trying to find out her like working for the Empire still. She's not working for the Empire. Well, now we're kind of getting some more breadcrumbs of how they tie together. And she comes in and she stops them from helping out. And Navarro, and I think that's an Empire like thing. I think she's trying to, you know, help the Empire. So I don't know. And you bring Tim Meadows comes in here. Tim Meadows comes in here, everybody. Like pop in from Tim Meadows.
That was
the weirdest thing. the weirdest thing. But honestly, the Bo-Katan thing is getting me. I honestly think that she's going to be the Mandalorian at the end. She's the one they're going to be
100%.
pushing to be the ruler of Mandalore. She's going to get on that because Mando doesn't want that. He really doesn't.
No,
and as the show builds and builds and builds, like, you know, she wants it. She even like her taking her helmet off for a second, you know, she didn't want to because she thought it would jeopardize everything she's done to get back in the good graces to have that chance to run the Mandalorians again, you know? But, you know, she did because the armorer said take it off. So she took it off. And it led to this whole new phase where now they're going to try to get all the Mandalorians back together again to try to go back to Mandalore because it's time for the prophecy to come true. And honestly, the way they did this episode, I think was great. Them going back and actually getting back to a place where they were almost like slaves hiding in the sewers to now being like accepted there and being owning themselves and owning their group and being loved and saving the day. It's only amping them up again more and more to the point where they can go home and conquer again and have their world again, have their life, have their empire again. And it's like, honestly, this is a good episode for me because I think it's like pushing the barrier, it's tying the pieces together, and it's moving the story forward finally. We've had episodes where it's spun off on its own thing, where you're stuck in one spot, you're stuck with one character, and this character, little Mando, little baby Yoda, and I'm like, this is time to actually bring it together, and they're doing it. There's only a few episodes left, so they have to. Sabrina, you saw this episode. What do you think? Were you excited about it? Were you happy about it? Or did it disappoint you?
No, I liked it. I was a little bit confused about the armor making her take off her helmet because I knew that would like forge a slight bit of disrespect with everyone else. Yeah, big no, like Chris said. Like I was like, why are you making her like her making her hate to take off the helmet to talk to her is one thing, but like to then like walk out to all of the Mandalorians who like were like basically like kind of worshiping her at that point because she helped save the foundling and had commanded like this takeover of the pirates. I thought it was a weird choice and I'm not really sure like where it's going to go because I feel like everyone was very upset that you know she wasn't wearing her helmet. But, you know, she said, do you trust my position? She said, yes. And she said, then take off your helmet. And she did. So I do actually agree with you 100%. Like that is what is going to happen. It's going to come back to her being the ruler of Mandalore, but they're all going to go back to Mandalore. So she's basically sending them out to look for all Mandalorian that are left in the world, no matter which side they come from, you know?
Yeah, find them across the whole universe.
Yeah, and bring them all together and then take back Mandalore, which I think is a stunning possibility, and I'm excited to watch for it. And
there's a lot of rumors online that actually the armorer might be somebody else that she knows from her past. Maybe there's one big thing. People are saying that might be actually her sister. That's the thing that like her sister in the Star Wars canon, her sister has been involved in this like secret wars and maybe she was hiding now this whole time. So maybe it's a way of bringing her family back together and letting her sister run the Mandalorians and bringing her back into the forefront. Because I mean, the fact that she had her take her mask off, it's huge. Because I didn't think that mask would come off for a long time.
Like, why are you doing that? Like, I was so mad. And then she walked out there and everyone was pissed off about it. And I'm like, why would you
super pissed?
And also, by the way, obviously Moff Gideon is around. Obviously that bitch is being a fucking nosy fucking Sally because she
Kane's Kane's
all the rest of that is so obvious. It's not even worth speaking of. It's just so obvious.
Yeah, I love that last scene though. That was really cool. Like, you know, the ship is kind of destroyed and they fly up to it and send the droid in, and then that was really cool. Almost like Aliens or something like that. Didn't even feel like it was Star Wars. Like I was expecting something to jump out, you know.
It was annoying because then he was like, "Oh, there's Beskar, so it must be Mandalorian," which is fucking stupid.
Well, in the lore, Moff Gideon actually did wear like the helmet and did run Mandalorian at one point. So I mean, that could be a thing they're kind of trying to. Maybe there's like the rebels Mandalorian or actually like stole him to be their leader again.
But what they said was like, so you're saying a Mandalorian like broke him out, which is very misleading. Because it wasn't actually a Mandalorian. I mean, it could have been a ex-Mandalorian or a rogue Mandalorian, but it's not ever going to be a Mandalorian that would break Moff Gideon out. Like, it's not a thing.
Oh, it's not going to be the Mandalorians we know right now, we love, and we're following. It's not going to be that now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, but I don't know. The language was very, and it was that way on purpose, like, so that we questioned it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I was like, really? That's what you're gonna do? Oh, so you're saying it's Mandalorian? Fuck you, dude. No, no. You take
Yeah,
that Beskar and shove it up your ass.
but I think that's like part of the whole thing. It's like to lead to the drama, they need to have some more drama. So like, oh, it's a
Of course
Mandalorian,
it is.
but I do think that it's
It's just annoying.
it's gonna be somebody else. It's gonna be
I
like
just
some
wish
rebels.
they knew that we were not stupid. Like, just know that the people who watch your show aren't stupid. So stop doing stupid shit.
But to me, it's going to be a battle now. You're going to have Mando and Bo-Katan and the armor. It's going to be those Mandalorian verse. I mean, I think Moff Gideon's going to have a whole army of like other like ex-Mandalorians, and they're going to have a battle on Mandalore, I think, for whoever gets the planet. That's what I can see her going. You can see that being like a big buildup, I think
really
the next phase is really going to start leading towards this. I really do. Chris, what do you think about the Mandalorian? Are you excited about? Do you like Baby Groot? Like, what do you think? Do you look forward to
Baby
him
Groot?
more?
Did you say Baby Groot?
Baby Yoda. I said Baby Groot. Baby Yoda. Good old Grogu. Does he make you happy? Like, what do you think about the show itself?
Brian.
Yeah.
I've sat. I don't keep my mouth shut for a long time.
Oh, so
I have to watch it. I hear it's a great show. My bad. I don't know much about it.
But you do know the principles.
Yeah. Don't take your helmet off because someone makes you take your helmet off.
So what do you think about her taking her helmet off then? Do you think that was a bad move on her part? Or do you think it'll make her stronger?
Yeah, she shouldn't take her.
Because it almost seems like a trap, doesn't it? It almost seems like a trap.
I feel like it's for the greater good. I feel like it's for the greater good. I feel like she wants.
That told her to take her helmet off. Thank you.
But they had this whole conversation about the Mythosaurus.
Yeah, that's true.
Mythosaurus is.
I told you what the Mythosaurus is.
Chris is like, I don't know about this Mythosaur. The Mythosaur.
5 minutes of a
Mythosaurus is what I say.
Okay.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think it could be a trap. But honestly, I'm leaning more. Whoa, I'm leaning more towards the idea that it's gonna be this big buildup. Like they're gonna try. Like it's gonna be bringing them together. They're kind of saying. I don't think it's gonna be.
I hate it.
I don't think it's gonna be what we think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be bringing everybody together. And that's what this was. This whole episode was really about them being like putting Bo-Katan in charge almost. That's what this was about.
I know,
giving her the reins.
They've been laying that up for the past 3 episodes. So like that's not shocking. My point is that like if they are not like, oh my god, that picture is so cute. I'm sorry. That was so distracting. If they're trying to like set up a Mandalorian war, like that is alarming and actually probably very good television. Brian, if you're right, I will give you all the kudos in the world.
That is a very cute picture, by the way.
It does make sense.
Right there, right? That is a great picture.
It's so
a good picture. Little Grogu. Yeah, I just see
I literally want to cry.
And he didn't do a lot in this episode, really. He was just kind of like he was kind of eye candy this episode.
Just being adorable. He does that in a lot of episodes. Like I feel like this season's utilized him more than ever.
Yeah. I mean, it was just this episode. This episode, though, really, he was, it wasn't, I love when he flies with Mando. He's like right there going, looking around and stuff. And the whole actual fight in the air where they took down the pirate ship was pretty freaking awesome. I love that a lot. People have been saying there's not enough action in this season. Look at that action, guys. Look at that action. Like all those Mandalorians, like raiding that town, taking down the pirates. It was great. I mean, honestly, I think it was awesome the way that they came together.
Mandalorians always kick ass. They always kick ass.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
it's true.
When do they lose? Like, literally never.
But they had the whole, passing the hammer around the fire. Like, are we going to do this? Mando gives a speech.
Right.
And then.
Yeah. And the guy was like, what the fuck? And then he was like, we do this. And everyone was like, this is the way. And I'm like, okay, cool. Weird. Like, I don't know. That's a lot.
I'll probably butcher his name, but say his name's, which I thought was hilarious. Super Swole Paz. That's his name, actually, which they never say his name. And I'm like, all right, Super Swole.
Mandalorian
the Mandalorian guy. It's like Super Swole is his name.
Well, I mean, who calls Mando Din Djarin? Like, let's be real.
No, but we all call him Mando. That's just what it is.
Exactly.
I mean, he's Mando.
We know who Bo-Katan Kruse is, but we don't know because Din Djarin. I'm like, why are you being weird? It's Mando.
Because nobody calls her that. Yeah, I mean, nobody nobody calls him anything besides Mando. That's just what it is in the show, you know? But honestly, I think that's where they're going. I enjoy this. Again, I thought this was more of a pulling it together episode as opposed to like a separate thing, I think which they needed for a while because people are complaining about how it's too separate and they're going to have Mandalorian, enough baby Yoda. But, you know, they're getting that. It's all a build, you know? And I think the next few episodes, which I think there's only 3 left now, I think they're all going to kind of be this conglomerate of all these characters.
There's only 3?
Yeah. Like just, you know, kind of moving forward and getting the plot forward.
Doesn't that suck?
It's all...
When the show,
it sucks. It goes so fast.
You have like, I don't want to watch. Like, there's 3 episodes left, and what am I supposed to do for?
And then you gotta wait another year because, like as Jon Favreau said, it's like once a year they shoot. Once a year you get it. If that, I mean, they've only on 3 seasons. This has been going on for a long time since Disney Plus launched. It's been going on. I mean, it's a long time. So I wish they could kick up the production quality to get like, you know, or production like amp it up so they get more episodes out, but. Then again, maybe it wouldn't be as a special if they did that because look at the special effects. They have that sound stage. It looks so good compared to other things. Like even some of the Marvel stuff doesn't look as good as the Star Wars does. I think they do a great job with this. I love the little creatures that are like still fixing the robot.
Oh,
like,
so cute. So cute.
They're so great. There was a fight where they're like, you could see like just their, like this by their faces, like in the, like underneath, like they're working on another robot and everyone's like shooting and killing each other in the streets. And they're like, we're going to win. It was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun.
I love that.
Those are the same guys that Baby Yoda tried to pick up because they were so tiny. It was so cute.
Yeah, that was great. That was so great, you know. And High Magistrate Gurf Karger, is that you say his name? Gurf Karger? You know, from Rocky.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah, Carl Weathers. Yeah, I love him. That man looks great, and he still nails every line, you know?
Yeah, he really does.
I'm like, I bet Stallone is pretty mad that he killed him off now in the Rocky movies originally. He's probably like, fuck. He'd have been great addition later on, you know? I bet Michael B. Jordan's pissed about it too. Bring him back. He'd be like Rocky Ghost, or I mean, I should say Apollo Creed Ghost, you know? I don't know, but he does a great job. He directs a lot too of this too, which is awesome for him. So he's popping up left and right. This is a great episode. This is his episode almost too. Like he had a lot of screen time in this. It was fun. It was fun to see them like have this huge battle and to actually advance the Mandalorians to actually get together and fight for a common cause and to move their story forward. And honestly, Bo-Katan is taking over, everybody. Mark my words, she's taking over. So eventually she will be holding that dark lightsaber and it'll be a huge battle. I guarantee
100%. 100%.
I guarantee it. She'll be with all the Mandalorians and then she'll take her helmet off. Then she'll fight Moff Gideon. I think that's how it's going to end. That's what I think. And then Baby Yoda will say, "This is the way," you know, and then it'll be it. I'll be happy. I'll be super happy. That'll be it. I'll be good.
When she wielded the lightsaber, like when she had it, like she did a great job. So it wasn't hard like it was for Mando.
But anyways, we're excited about this. I enjoyed this. I think I'm excited to see even more where it goes from here. We'll see. Only time will tell. We'll talk about next week when it comes back because we're talking about Mandalorian here. We have to talk about stuff like this that we like. Come on. Watch Mandalorian if you haven't watched it yet. I feel like people just need to watch it. If you haven't seen it, catch up, Chris. Watch it. Watch it, Chris.
Brian.
Watch The Mandalorian.
I know.
Anyways, thank you everybody for being here tonight. It always goes so fast. I know, Chris. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Chris, thank you for being here. At Kitchen.
Thank you.
At Bitchin' in the Kitchen. At the Panico Way. Sabrina, thank you for being here.
Forget it.
Thank you for having me.
You can see the link in the comments. You can go on to Bitchin' in the Kitchen and check it out. Everybody, please like and subscribe if you can. Join our Patreon. We really appreciate it. Hide your kids, hide your wife, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your chinchilla, tell your little doggy, tell your little cat, tell your best friend squirrel in your yard. Watch Kruse Control. Thank you all for being here. We love being here every night. Have a great night, everybody. And we'll see you again tomorrow for our big Friday show, our 50th episode tomorrow. Check it out.
On the 50th? Wait.
We'll talk about it. Everybody, see you later. Take care. See ya.